I am the great sage and omniscient narrator Valmiki, the one with the largest and most activated third eye, and the knower of all things. I will tell you a tale full of bravery, courage, and adventure, an epic filled with intriguing characters and bloody battles. It is a story of goodness, balance, and righteousness. It is the story of Rama. It starts in Ayodhya, the jewel among cities. Within this city, nobody was hungry. Nobody was poor. Every woman was faithful to her husband. Everybody knew their role in society. Everybody was learned in the Vedas, and everybody was happy. And so at this point, the heroic adventures of Rama truly begin. However, one person in Ayodhya was not happy. It was the king Dasaratha, and he lamented his lack of sons to carry on the royal line. He presented his problem to the royal sages, and one had an idea. We must, King Dasaratha, perform a sacrifice as prescribed in the Vedas, and if it pleases the gods, they may grant you sons. The king was pleased with this idea and ordered the preparation to begin at once. At the same time, the gods were discussing Ravana, the vile, disgusting demon king with 10 heads and 20 arms. Ravana was terrorizing the sages and ascetics by having his minions disrupt the sacrifices and destroy the peace and quiet the holy men needed to have in order to meditate. The gods could not kill Ravana because a long time ago, Brahma had granted him a boon. This boon protected Ravana from all gods, demons, celestial beings, and the like. However, because Ravana believed that no monkey or human could kill him, he did not ask for protection from the beings of the human or animal world. So to remove this thorn from the gods' sides, Vishnu, the protector of the universe, decided to be reborn as a human. Back on Earth, Dasaratha was performing his sacrifice. As he put the last sacrifice in the fire, a celestial being in white robes appeared. The being, in a mellow and throaty voice, spoke these words: King Dasaratha, the gods are pleased with your fine sacrifice. In order to honor your wishes, here is some sacred porridge. The divine creature handed Dasaratha a bowl with a thick white substance inside. Then, when the king had returned his attention to the godlike being, it uttered these instructions. You must give this divine drink to your wives, and then they in turn will produce sons. The king was overjoyed at this news and hurried to give the porridge to his wives. The great king divided the porridge among his 3 major wives, and to them 4 sons were born. Rama was the eldest and was born to Kausalya. Bharata was born to Kaikeyi, and Lakshmana and Satrughna were born to Sumitra. They all excelled in the art of war, were taught politics and history, and were well learned in the Vedas. When Rama was barely a teenager, the great sage Visvamitra visited the court and made a demand of the king. King Dasratha, I intend to take your eldest son Rama to the forest in order to kill the demons that are harassing us. Rama was the king's favorite son, and the king tried to bargain with the holy man, but it was to no avail. Because Rama and Lakshmana could not bear to be separated, they both immediately left for the forest. Once inside the forest, Visvamitra took them to Tataka, the terrible demoness. She was hideous in form and enormous. She hovered above them and changed shapes. We must not kill her, instructed Rama, for she is a woman, and it would not be right to slay a woman. But Tataka would not give up, so Lakshmana pierced her heart with a single arrow, and the gods praised him. When the threesome had returned to the sage's ashram, Visvamitra spoke in his deep and unwavering voice. You have done well, sons of Dasratha. As a reward for your valor, I present you with these weapons. And he gave Rama and Lakshmana supernatural weapons with amazing powers and all a beautiful gold color. There was a quiver with an unlimited amount of arrows, arrows that could destroy entire armies, and bows that were so extremely powerful one couldn't begin to contemplate their power and strength. Now that they had these weapons with an infinite amount of power, Visvamitra enlightened Rama and his brother on their next task. You must stand vigilant, guarding a sacrifice from demons for 6 days and 7 nights. So the brothers watched over the sacrifice the sages were performing and guarded it, but there were no demons. Then suddenly on the 6th day, which was the most important part of the ritual, hundreds of demons swooped down, flinging dead flesh and spitting blood. Lakshmana and Rama took aim, and whoosh, let their arrows fly. Every single demon was destroyed. With the grisly task finished, the brothers and the sage left the forest to go to the city of Mithila. The king of the city was in possession of a mighty bow, the bow of Shiva, which was left in the city many eons ago. The king also had a daughter named Sita. Sita was born of Mother Earth and has all the qualities of a perfect woman and wife. She was fair, beautiful, kind, loving, and had a heart of gold. In order to win Sita's hand in marriage, a prince or king had to lift the great bow of Shiva and string it, but nobody could do it. After witnessing everybody's failure, Lakshmana convinced Rama to try his luck. As Rama approached the bow, a light seemed to shimmer from him. He grasped the great bow with one hand, easily lifted it up and strung it. But when he tried to draw the bow, it broke with a sound like a thunderclap. In fact, the sound was so loud that all but the strongest men were knocked senseless by it. And to Rama's boundless delight, Sita stepped forward and put a garland of lotuses around his neck, which we all know means that she accepted his marriage proposal. They returned to Ayodhya and got married. King Dasrata realized that he was growing old and decided to give up the reign to his favorite and oldest son, Rama. The people of the city rejoiced when they heard the news, for they all loved Rama too. But Kakeya decided she would be better off if her son Bharata was king. So Kakeya approached Dasrata and said these hateful words. "My husband, remember when I saved your life in the battle so many years ago? And do you remember that you granted me 2 boons at that time? The time has come for you to fulfill your promise. I want Rama exiled for 14 years and forced to live like an ascetic, and Bharata to be made king." Dasrata replied in anguish to her venomous words, "O woman, have you no heart? Please ask anything but that." But she would not give in, and the king was forced to honor his promise. When Rama heard the news, he wished to honor his father's wishes, so he departed to the forest immediately, accompanied by his ever-faithful brother Lakshmana and his wife Sita. Bharata was in his uncle's court when the news of his kingship and Rama's exile reached him. When he returned to Ayodhya, he found that his father, King Dasrata, had died of a broken heart. He refused to profit from his mother's evil scheming and departed immediately to the forest with an iron resolve to restore his brother to the throne. When Lakshmana saw the flag of Ayodhya, he tried to convince Rama that Bharata was here to kill them and that they needed to destroy him. But Rama calmed him down and decided to talk to Bharata. As Rama and Bharata met, they hugged each other, and Bharata made his plea. "My dear brother, won't you come back to Ayodhya to rule? The people need you." But Rama intended to honor his father's boons and told Bharata that he needed to stay in the forest. So Bharata vowed not to go into Ayodhya until Rama returned. Bharata then ruled in Rama's name in a small town outside of Ayodhya.